Hey guys, welcome back. Today I thought while I'm getting ready for work that I would film my eyeshadow so that you can see what my go-to easiest application of eyeshadow is. It works for pretty much any color combination and you'll see me use this technique over and over again. It's really nothing revolutionary, but I thought that I would film it just so that you can see what my go-to is, because in a lot of my reviews I try to use as many of the shadows as possible, and that is not what I do on an everyday basis, particularly when I'm getting ready for work. So for the purposes of today's video, I thought we'd kick it old school and go back to the chocolate bar palette. I'm sure everybody's seen it, but if not, there are the shadows in there. And like I said, I'm getting ready for work. I have a teleconference today, I have a few consultations, I have lunch with a friend, I've got a couple client meetings. It's going to be a very busy day with a lot of face-to-face interaction with people, so I'm just going to keep it really neutral. I'm wearing just a top with a bunch of different colors on it and whatnot, so I don't really want to go too bright with the eyes, so we're going to keep it neutral. Aspen's in my filming room with me. Currently she's being very quiet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear her at some point, right? Do you want to come and say hi? Come and say hi quickly.
Linda thinks that it was funny.
There she is. You're a good little apple. I love you. So I've already got my face stuff on. I'm using a mix of the YSL Fusion Ink and Clinique Even Better. This one's just in a shade that's too dark for me. Because I came back with a bit of a tan, I need the two of them mixed together or else this one looks too pale. So I've used those for my foundation. For concealer, I have the Quick Fix Concealer from Dermablend. It's just a stick concealer. There it is there. But I find that it gives really good coverage and lasts all day, which is what I needed to do today. Face powders, quickly, I used the Smashbox Contour Kit for contour and bronzer. Set everything with the Fit Me pressed powder from Maybelline. Blush is the Butter Blush in Natural Glow from Physicians Formula. And for highlight, I went in with Champagne Pop from Becca. So that's what we got going on here. Let's do the eyes. So as always, I'm going to prep with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I just use my finger for that. I'm going to try to just film this in real time just so you can see how long it takes me. Maybe I'll just do one eye or else this is going to get really boring really quickly as I go in with the second eye. So why don't we just leave that for now and we'll just do this eye. Then I'll finish it all up, show you the finished look, and be about my day. Hi, sweetheart. You're trying so hard, aren't you? Yeah, you're a good girl. And while I get ready, I typically drink my coffee. Yes, it's in a glass because this is a cold pressed coffee. I've just been trying it out and it's just so good. It's from a brand called Califia, I think you would call it. And it's like non-dairy, vegan, organic, some crap. I don't know, it's super healthy. It's just cold pressed coffee with almond milk already mixed in it, and it's so good. I'm a double girl at heart. If you're not Canadian, you might not know what that phrase means. It just means 2 sugars, 2 creams. And this cuts out the need for any sugar. The net carbs are really low, and it's only like 60 calories for a glass, so I really like it. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting with this larger shade here. Mine is so old that I don't have the names of the shadows, and I am not dedicated enough to go and look them all up, so the big old pan here. Just a cream shadow, mostly matches my skin tone, and that's just to set the primer down just so that the shadows blend on top of it. So then I'm going to go in with a blending brush. This is the E40 from Sigma, and I just pick up this really light brown shade here. And again, this works with all different colors, so I pick up like a light blue if I was going to do blue eyes or whatever the case may be. And then I just shove that into the transition area, so into the crease and then blending it up. And I usually use like circular motions just to blend all the edges and then go back and forth in sort of those windshield wiper motions. And because I have rather hooded eyes, I try to blend it up a little bit higher towards the tail of the brow rather than just bringing it down, because I can tend to make my eyes look further down. But it's just a matter of knowing your eye shape for that, and whether or not that trick would help you. That's okay, honey. You can use the pillow. Then I take a smaller blending brush, and this one is the 229 Tapered Blending from Luxie, and just pick up a slightly darker shade. So for today I'm going to use this darker brown here. It's sort of like a mid-tone medium brown. And then I put that into the outer portion and blend it up into the crease as well, about halfway to, I don't know, 3/4 of the way across the lid. And again, I blend it up higher on this side just to help the shape of my eye out a little bit. And then I put that about halfway on the actual lid part. She's trying. Then I take a dense shader brush. So this one is the 223 Short Shader from Luxie. And I'm going to pick up this shadow here. And I like to use more of like a shimmer or metallic finish for this portion, just because I like to brighten up the inner part of my eye. And I'm going to spray it with Fix Plus, just so that it's as intense as possible and so that it's not falling down as well. And then I just pat that on that inner portion that doesn't have shadow on it yet. Babe, what you doing?
So that you won't see me.
Okay, honey. Then I go back in with that tapered blending brush that has just the leftover brown on it. I don't pick up any more product, and just kind of move back and forth over where those two shadows meet, just so that they blend out nicely. And then I'm just going to go back in with that original E40 and just do just a little bit of blending on the edges with no additional product on the brush. And then I have a really small blending brush here. This is the E36 from Sigma. I love this little brush. It's so petite and so soft. Like it's great for blending. I'm going to pick up the darkest brown shadow in the palette and just go in at the very, very corner of the lower or the upper lash there. No, upper lid. Just right into that corner and drag it just a tiny bit into the crease as well, just to add a bit more dimension. Pick up a little bit more, and then I run it under the lower lash line. Just making sure that the outer portion is connected, just so everything looks cohesive. Trying hard not to stab myself in the eye. And then again, going back in with the tapered brush, no additional product, and just blending where that darker brown and the medium brown meet. And then also just buffing out where that shadow is on the lower lash line, just to diffuse the edge a little bit. Then I take the eye crease brush from e.l.f. It's just a really small, not quite a pencil brush, like it's still quite soft, but same kind of idea. And I'm going to pick up the big highlight shade here and just pop it into the inner corner. just to add as much light and brightness in there as possible. I have rather deep set eyes, so you can see I have a lot of like shadowing in there, so this just helps to brighten it up a little bit. And I'll take all the help I can get. And then with what's left over, I just run it up under the brow bone, just to help that look a little bit more lifted as well. And that is it. Alright, and here is the final look. I just did a little bit of eyeliner, put some mascara on, and for lipstick, I'm using an Ofra lipstick that I got in my Ipsy bag in February. This was my favorite product in the bag this month at any rate, and I think the color is Ipsy Unzipped. There's no other name on it, but I've never used an Ofra I can't say it.
Lip gloss.
Liquid lipstick. There it is. I have never used an Ofra liquid lipstick before, but I've been very curious about the formula, and it lives up to the hype. It is so comfortable. That is it. Aspen Lily, would you like to come and say goodbye?
I was hiding behind that door.
Quickly, quickly.
Bye. Subscribe, give a like, do a comment down below. Bye-bye.
That is my lovely daughter. I will see you guys in the next video. Do you know what I say at the end of my videos? Until then, just be a decent human being. Can you say that?
And just then be a decent
human being.
Human being.
Do you know what that means?
Just
be kind.
Just be kind.
Kiss, kiss. Mwah. She's got Flamingo from MAC on. Show. Bye, guys.
Ready to film?
Yes, I am, honey. So I need you to be quiet, okay? Like a little mouse.